Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of WorkHARDAholics. Today, this is what you can look forward to. Stay till the end. First and foremost, we're going to talk about some resources for you small business owners, some monies that you might want to find. Also, for your social media, giving you some tips on how to get better traction to reach the audience, your target audience, and couple other highlights. We're really going to talk about, what's going on with this Cardi B, Tasha K situation and how that applies to you as an entrepreneur. And then last but not least, really excited, we're going to focus on a new business that's bringing a new vibe to our own area here in Richmond, Virginia. Stay tuned. Welcome to the WorkHARDAholics Show with your host, the original WorkHARDaholic, Shirley Crawford, author, speaker, and small business consultant for over 20 years, helping you to work hard, play harder, and business better. Welcome back and let the games begin. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another episode of WorkHARDaholics. Okay, we're going to jump in because we have a lot going on today, and I want to make sure that you get it all. So, I want to say thank you first and foremost to those of you who've gone out and subscribed to our YouTube channel, and please, the rest of you who haven't, what's going on? Please go subscribe, like, share, subscribe, repeat. Trying to build that YouTube channel. We appreciate all that you are doing on our other platforms, but now it's time to build YouTube. All right, so with that in mind, who am I? Do I have to tell you all that again? No, my bio's online. Have fun with it. Okay, so I want to share a couple things. I'm repeating a couple pieces of information that we shared last week just to make sure that you all know. So one, I don't know about the rest of you all, but I feel like people are dropping like flies. With regards to catching COVID-19 or any of the other variants. And so with that in mind, and for some of you don't know the difference between like, are these flu symptoms? Is it COVID? The best way for you to figure that out is to take a test. All right. Now, for some of you, like right now, I know when I went to try to schedule one a couple weeks ago, everybody's backed up. They're booked out for like days in advance. So now the federal government, using your tax dollars, has provided you with 4 free test kits. So you can follow the information there. It's only one set of 4 per household. And I don't know any reason why you wouldn't. Because no matter what your size of income, I know these days the tests are hard to come by. So go follow the links. You go to covidtest.gov, get a kit sent to your house. So that's first and foremost because we want you all to be happy and healthy entrepreneurs. Something else I mentioned as well, talking about money for your business. Now, in the future, we'll be sure to share more things that aren't quite as regional that will apply nationally, potentially internationally. But for right now, this is for you, Virginia. Just you. So, Hopewell Downtown has a program where they are providing monies if you will set up shop for your business, your brick and mortar in Hopewell Downtown. And so we talked about this last week. So once again, not going to get too deep into this week. I just want to remind you that there is a webinar giving you basic instructions on February 1. The information is it's in the screen. It's on the screen. You can look at that information. Or if you're someplace else and you're just like, I don't want to figure that out, go to hopewelldowntown.com and you can find the information there. So once again, there's an info session February 1st. In case you didn't know, today's the 26th. I don't know when you're watching it. I'm not sure what day it is. But for those of you watching live, today is January 26th. And so February 1st, fast approaching, you'll want to attend that Zoom information session. Okay, so wanted to share that with you. Want to repeat one more time this other piece of information. For those of you who received idle monies or potentially PPP loans. The PPP part, yeah, say that 5 times fast, is in question, but I'm not your CPA. Your CPA is your CPA. This is your warning. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Check in with your CPA. Now, as a nonprofit, this means nothing to me, but for my for-profit businesses, we have to pause and go, okay, what's going on with the federal government again? Are they playing with my money? What's happening? Here's the deal. If you got idle dollars, maybe if you got PPP dollars, but definitely if you got idle dollars, you might be required to have an audit. And if you've never had an audit, it sounds very daunting. Like, oh my goodness, yeah, I can appreciate that. But here's the thing. If you have a CPA, which if you got PPP loan or idle monies, more than likely you have a CPA, because the process was kind of convoluted and hard to do without having someone in your life who was a CPA or financial advisor or really nice bank person who helped you through the process. If you have that person, now is the time to double down. You get ready to do your taxes. Reach out to your CPA and say, do I have to have an audit? And if you do, they might be able to perform it for you, or they might be able to put you in contact with an affiliate who does that. But you don't want to wait until the last minute to figure this out. So that is why we are sounding the alarm now rather than later. Check with your CPA to see if you need to be audited because you receive federal government monies. And as someone who's gone through many an audit, they're not that traumatizing if you have everything in place. If you do not, just imagine the IRS coming for you. That doesn't feel funny. Okay, sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Stop laughing, Shirley. I repeat, go see your CPA so that way you'll know. And I won't laugh at you. I will support you as you go through your journey to get your audit done, and that you are ahead of the federal government and any concerns they might have with you. See, it doesn't have to be that bad. Okay, so that is all part of information for our Business Better segment. Now, okay, we're switching it up today, so I'm really excited. And I'm trying to make sure I go through appropriately because we have a lot we're trying to squeeze in for you today, because we always want to make sure that you're getting quality content and information that you can apply immediately to your life, your business, and your future success of generations to come. All right, so we're going to go to our word for the week. And really, it's all tying into a lot more. It could almost be our Business Better segment. But our word for the week is not a word. It's a phrase. As you all know, our focus here for WorkHARDaholics is mostly entrepreneurs, community leaders, those of you who are doing things and not just sitting back passively. And that can be you side hustlers. It doesn't matter, especially for those of you who are looking to have your own slice of the pie and not waiting for the federal government or anyone else to come in and save you from yourself. This is what this show was for. Not only do we want to bring you tools and resources and information, but we want to make sure you know exactly what you need to know so that you can do better. Okay? All right. So our word for this week, or our phrase for this week, is piercing the corporate veil. I need music to go right there. Like, da 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 da. I have to make my own. Okay. So, piercing the corporate veil. If any of you have ever had a client session with me, or you are one of my clients, you've probably heard me talk about this phrase before. It's one of the first things I talk about, even in our free consultations. I always talk about piercing the corporate veil. Da, da, da. I don't know. I feel like there should be an arpeggio or something in there. Okay, so here's the deal. Piercing the corporate veil. There's a definition on the screen, but here's the bottom line. It means that, let me go back to the beginning. Boo. I don't know how to have a rewind sound. Let's start from the beginning. You're considering starting a business. In the United States of America, if you're in another country, this might not apply to you. But in the United States of America, you can start today selling those popsicles, those purses that you made, that sewing project, that technological whatever endeavor that you created. You can start right now. You don't have to file a thing. I can start right now saying, hey, I made these masks, which I do, and I can sell them today. I don't have to ask Uncle Sam. I don't have to ask anybody. I can just start selling. Do you know the federal government doesn't care? That sounds shocking? It's so true. In the US, you can become a sole proprietor. You can hang up your shingle. I love that saying because back in the day, that's what they did. They went out and hung up a sign and they called it a shingle in front of their business. And you knew that that's where that business was happening. The federal government only cares as long as you're paying your taxes. So as long as on your personal taxes, you are showing the income that you made from your business and you're paying on it, they could care less. Your state and city and local or regions might care because they want to tax you as well. And then there's this whole safety thing depending on what area you're in, which you need certifications. But for the most part, to get started, you too can be a sole proprietor right now. But here's the thing. As a sole proprietor, that means that if someone sues you, and for those of you who live in the US, we are a litigious society. People sue you over everything. So when someone sues you as a sole proprietor, they can go after everything you own. And then if something happens to you, that debt passes on to your children and your children's children. It doesn't go away. All right, so with that in mind, we always talk about basic levels of protection. I'm not getting into it all the way. If you want to know the rest of it, come for a consultation. This is just a brief overview. So that's your sole proprietor, a person who's selling lemonade on the corner, a person who created a studio lab. Whatever it is that you did, and you start selling and you haven't filed any paperwork, you're a sole proprietor. The next level for that, we have LLC, S Corp, C Corp, B Corp. Those are all different levels, but the whole thing is, I'm not going to get into the differences between them. The most important thing to know is most people start off with an LLC. But for all of them, what it means is LLC stands for Limited Liability Corporation. So incorporating limits your liability. So that means when someone sues you, they can only go after the assets of the business. They can't go after your house. If you bought it in your name, if you bought it in the business name, it's a business asset. If you have a car and you use it for business purposes, it's still your car. But if you buy the car in the business's name, it belongs to the business and is therefore a business asset. Okay, so we start there. Now, of course, there's insurance and other things that you do to make sure that the business is able to sustain in case of a lawsuit and other issues. So, on that note, you go, well, what's this whole piercing the corporate veil thing about? Well, what that means is if you do an action that is so heinous in the name of the business, they will go beyond what the business has and they'll go after what you have. So the corporate veil is basically that incorporation that you did. So your LLC, your S Corp, your C Corp, your B Corp, that keeps the outside world away from your personal assets. But if you are at the James River, the James River Paper Company used to be right there on James River. And if they were to dump toxins into the river and they knew what they were doing, then all of the shareholders, everyone is now responsible for the lawsuits and everything that happens with it, rather than it just being charged to the company itself. Okay, I'm not geeking out. I'm back. All right, so that's piercing the corporate veil. You have to basically do something that's really bad, and your board knew about it, everyone knew about it, and they're not going to allow you to hide behind the LLC or S Corp, C Corp, B Corp. They're going to say, shame on you, everything you have is now on the table. Boop, boop, boop. All right, so that brings us to recent events. You know, as a consultant, I geek out. I'm not going to lie, but this is how it relates to you in real life. So, has everyone been watching the Cardi B Tasha K Case? Christina with a C is looking like she has no idea what I'm speaking of. And you know what? I would be no different because I can't say like I listened to Cardi B per se, and I didn't know who Tasha K was until this case. Okay, so officially this is the case of, please forgive me, Cardi B and Cardi B fans, I really don't know how to say her name. Bilkalis Marlenis Almanzar, I would assume, versus the plaintiff Latasha Transrena, they got some names, Keeb, and Star Marie Ebony Jones. Otherwise, that's Cardi B versus Tasha K and some other person. And so, for those of you who have not been watching, which I fully understand, I mean, but it's like a thing. I've mentioned before, I am a YouTube versus TV watcher, and on YouTube it's everywhere. Every YouTube person is talking about it, and it's been going on. So if you didn't know, here's your quick recap. So back in 2019 is when Cardi B filed this case against Tasha K. Apparently, Tasha K is a vlogger who likes to sit down with a glass of wine and talk about people. I mean, that's the gist of it. And so she said all kinds of things about Cardi B. And here's the thing. I am totally ignorant about who Tasha K was, but even I had heard some of the rumors, right? I just assumed they were just that. But they were nasty, right? So she basically talks about Cardi B and says that she used to be, I think, I'm not quoting it exactly. You can feel free to go back and look at the information. This is from the top of my head. Do not hold me accountable. I'm giving you the gist. But she said that she used to be a prostitute, that she had herpes, that she had stuck a glass bottle into her private area. It was a bunch. Like, she was apparently saying all kinds of things about her, like repeatedly, over and 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 over again. And so here is the deal. If those things were true, they would just be true. But apparently, they're not true. Okay. And so Cardi B's attorneys sent Tasha K repeated requests to cease and desist, right? To stop the slander, to stop the commentary, to stop what she was doing. And Tasha K is a bold individual because not only did she ignore the cease and desist request, she went on camera to say repeatedly that she would ball them up and use them as toilet paper. That's my polite way of saying what she said. So I'm just like, this is somebody who clearly thought they were right. Because, or I don't know, maybe a lot. But anyway, in court, she repeats to say that she did it all for clicks and likes and to get paid. And so the thing about slander cases is that they're really hard to prove, but this case was, it's not that hard to prove when your defendant is openly saying, yeah, I did it. I'm sorry. And documenting, yeah, I did. It just takes the whole term gangster to a whole other level. Like, I'm above the law. Clearly not, because she had to pay $4 million between the original case and punitive damages. Okay, why this impacts you if you are not a a person who's really concerned about the things that are going on in cultural society and these subcultures or whatever the case may be. I understand that. But as an entrepreneur, you need to look at this situation and really think about how it applies to you. So here is the deal. Tasha K, whenever she has a video, at the beginning of the videos, I meant to take a screenshot of it, she actually has a statement that says that the words and phrasings of the host and guest are not necessarily reflective of Keeb Studios or any other parties that produce it, right? We love our good disclaimers, and that could have been acceptable initially. But then we took it a little bit too far. So especially after you start involving cease and desist orders. So in the court case, Tasha basically says that Keeb Studios, which is run by her husband, could have easily have taken the videos down. Her husband. It's not supposed to be funny, but it's like amazing and funny. The case went on for 3 weeks. It just ended like a day or two ago. Okay, so her husband says that basically she's headstrong and willful, and he had no way. There was no way he could do anything about it, right? But let us think for a moment. We've talked before, when you're facing legal action, you are legally responsible. All right, so here's the thing. If you are an entrepreneur, right? So right now I'm sitting in the Imagineer lab. Imagine Media Lab is actually our producer for our show, right? Christina Clark, the proprietor of the Imagine Media Lab. Is she responsible for the content that I put out? Technically, in this case, she's not. She is a vendor to us as opposed to the owner of us. All right. So let me take, well, then who is responsible? So if I say something crazy, which every now and again I might, I don't think I say anything libelous, but we could find out. If I say something totally off the wall, crazy, that is defamatory, slanderous, abusive, no factual base to it whatsoever, if I just totally go off left field, then I can run for president. No, I'm sorry. That's not accurate. Sorry. I'm not supposed to do that. Okay, but that's my point exactly. If I say something cuckoo, who is the owner of the show? So technically speaking, the owner of the show is Second Chance Consultant. Do you know who owns Second Chance Consulting? I do. So, but even if another owner owned it, I am representative of Second Chance Consulting. Boo, 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 period. The end. And so even though I'm the one who comes in and we record the shows and I'm the one talking and I'm the one doing, I can have disclaimers all day long. But if my local government tells me, stop doing that, then as the publishing company, as the owner, as Second Chance Consulting, I should step in and shut it down. Which is why sometimes you see people get fired and you're like, well, why did they get fired? They have a right to have their own opinion. Because corporations don't want to get sued, or they don't want to appear to not care. They don't want to appear to not have remorse. Like Tasha K apparently appears to have no remorse. So that's what that's all about. So we talk about piercing the corporate veil. For the initial case, there was no mention of Keeb Studios. But in the punitive damages, Keeb Studios had to pay, I believe, $500,000, where Tasha K had to pay, I believe, $1.5. That's in addition to the regular case where she had to pay $1 million plus the expenses of the attorneys and medical bills. So in case you didn't know, she lost the case. Okay. So when we're talking about piercing the corporate veil, notice that she had to pay individually, disclaimer or not, and the company had to pay as well. So if you're that entrepreneur and you're going, I have this business, I have so-and-so representing, this is why I'm really big about, I can't attach my name to everything. My name, my likeness, my image, I cannot attach to everything. I don't attend everything I'm invited to because I don't always want my picture to be a part of a part of that message. Even if the person is someone I care about or like, I can't always be affiliated with like their message. It's so anti-mine. I can't do it. You have to make your own decisions because your image, your likeness, anything that you are a part of reflects upon your business. That's from an integrity and character standpoint. But it also affects your business with regards to piercing the corporate veil. I gave the example about James River Paper, which is a lovely company. I got to intern there when I was a kid. They can take action that comes against you as the person or your business. So, I'm trying to make it real quick because we have so much more to cover. There's some images on the screen, but here's the deal. If, in this case, Cardi B sues Tasha K, and the collective amount is $4 million. In case you didn't know, Tasha K does not make $4 million a year. So I'm sure she'll work out how she's going to do that. There's conversation about bankruptcy. People say, yes, she can. No, she can't. We'll see. I'm sure we'll see. Okay. But the question is, okay, so you sue Tasha K and it's shown that she was libelous, that we don't say guilty because guilty is a criminal term. But either way, she is found libelous. She's found to have defamed her character, and she's responsible for all these things. If Tasha K doesn't have $4 million, then what can they do next? So outside of that payment plan that she can be put on and it can go on for generations to come, they can also go to Key Productions and take money from them as well. Right? All day long. That can only happen when you pierce the corporate veil. If it was made clear that Tasha K individually is responsible, then they could never touch the company and the company funds, even though she was the on-air personality that represented the company. But in this case, in particular, it's shown repeatedly that while her husband, the owner of Keep Studios, did show actual remorse, unlike Tasha K, he is still partially liable, or the studio is partially liable, which is why they had their own punitive damages of $500,000. Some of you have never seen $500,000, and they saw it, and now they've lost it. So I wanted to use this lovely real-life example to talk to you all about something that affects you as a business owner. All right? So he might have gone on for a little while, but I really want to make sure, I find it very exciting. Go back and watch. I don't know if I should say go back and watch some of the case. Those videos are, rough. So congratulations, Cardi B, and your dream team, as she calls them. And for the rest of you, please don't do anything that would cause you to be in the situation. Lessons learned. We have a chance to learn from other people's lessons. Okay, so at this point, we want to share a social media moment that is brought to you by our very own Socialita Christina. Tips and tools you can use for your business, people. Give it a look. And if you don't have a professional social media page, that's something else we need to discuss. And if you have questions in particular about business, social media, or anything related to what we're talking about, send us a message at, you can send it to me this time, Shirley at WorkHARDaholics.com.
Video again, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, it is a lifestyle vlog that I absolutely love for you all to subscribe to, so please do that. Today I wanted to talk to you all about why your photos, your reels, your videos may not be showing up to your target audience, and it's something really simple that you can do the next time that you decide to post on Instagram. Okay, so let's get started. So let's say I wanted to post a photo. So I'm on my PC, okay, I'm just going to choose like a random photo. I can adjust the photo however I want to. And again, if you're on your phone, it may look a tad bit different, but that's okay. All right. You can add a filter if you want to. That's completely up to you. Your caption, your hashtags, okay? All those things are important. But one thing that I noticed that a lot of small businesses or individuals, influencers do not do is add a location, okay? And if you're on your phone, most of the time it's going to be over top of your photo. You need to add a location. Why? Because you want to show up to individuals in your area. I always tell my clients, master your area first, or your location first, and then you can branch out to other places, okay? Now, if you are at the stage where you feel that you're ready to branch out to another state, another location, then that's when you start adding different locations, okay? You do not have to add your exact address. You can put Richmond, Virginia. You can put, Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. It doesn't matter, okay? But wherever you want your photo, your video, your reel to show up to, you want to make sure that you're adding the location, okay? So I'm going to put Richmond, Virginia. And again, if you are using your phone, it's going to be on top of here, okay? So try this the next time that you post a reel, a photo, a video. Try this and let me know if that helps, okay? All right, guys, that's it for today. I hope this has helped you. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to drop them below. And again, thank you all for supporting the Socialita movement, and you all have a great day.
Ladies, are you looking to move your office from your kitchen table to a space of your own? Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Are you looking for co-working and community? Well, then come join us at the Women's Business Center, RVA, located at 1510 Willow Lawn Drive, Suite 100, directly across the street from the Kroger at Willow Lawn. Visit us on the web at wbcrva.com or on social media at WBCRVA. When you're ready for more than just office space, come join the WBCRVA family. All right, today I am pleased, extremely pleased. Is there another word for extremely? I don't know one right now. We'll have to go back and look at the word for the week. But I am so very excited to be coming to you live from the Book Bar at RVA with none other than the proprietor, Krystle Dandridge.
Hey.
Okay, we're going to make sure that Krystle gives you all that lovely personality that she has here.
I feel like I do that anyway.
It was coming. So here is the deal. First and foremost, Krystle, thanks for joining us on the show.
Thanks for having me.
I am so excited. I really sincerely am. Ever since I heard about this project, I have been very excited because I feel like this is what's missing. So first, before we begin to that, let's start from the beginning. Tell them, who is Krystle?
Ooh, child. We got time for that? All right. So, I'm a Jersey girl. That's
the abridged version.
I mean, we can try. That's still long. But I'm a Jersey girl. Like, that is me. I am a Jersey girl through and through. I've been in VA since 2008, but I am still a Jersey girl. Wasn't born there, but was definitely raised there. Went to school up there. My undergrad was at Temple University in Philadelphia. And I moved out here in 2008 and started my master's program at Virginia State University. And then went through to the doctoral program with Walden University. And so Krystle is a therapist. Krystle is someone who thinks herself a dancer.
Oh, wait a minute. I haven't seen any dance moves yet.
Well, I mean, if you check YouTube, no.
Really?
No, really.
I was like, I have not seen that. Are you a TikTok dancer?
I am not a TikTok dancer.
I was like, I haven't seen this.
No, actually, one of the fitness programs that I do out here is with someone who does dance fitness. And so when she puts when she was putting her dances online, I would be in a lot of the dances. So, I'm a little famous.
She's famous.
I'm a little famous. No, but I do like dancing, but most importantly, I'm a reader. That's who I am. That's what I am. I've done it my entire life. It's definitely helped cope with traumas. It's helped just kind of get me through some of the more difficult times in life, and it's just great for self-care. It's a way to escape. I work with predominantly sexual trauma survivors, and so just kind of needing that escape is what my life has been.
So is that how you made the transition from being a counselor to books?
Yes, for the most part, yes. I love what I do. I've been in this field for 15 years. Absolutely love what I do and will still be doing the therapy even when the store opens. However, it's just kind of gotten to that space where I began to feel a bit overwhelmed, and I found myself slacking on my own self-care, and that is not who I am. And so I decided to change that, because if I'm going to tell my clients and work with my clients on improving their own self-care, I have to practice what I preach. And so that means putting me first, and that means putting this first.
Me first. Nothing wrong with that.
At all.
So, but on that note, I know that you have a subscription box.
I do.
And so, tell them what's involved in that, because I know it actually caters to self-care.
It does. So I do have a quarterly subscription box. It comes out every quarter. The next box comes out in March. And so within the box, there's always going to be a book. Every single time there's going to be a book, but there's also going to be goodies that focus on the five senses, And so you're going to have a book, you're going to have a complimentary playlist, you're going to have something that you can taste. So it might be a beverage or it might be something, a snack to snack on. You're going to have something that you can smell, and you're going to have something that is good for the hands, something you can feel in the box. And the goal is to promote self-care.
Okay, so my favorite box, which I am still waiting for mine, I'm still just saying, while I'm here, I can plug that. I'm still waiting for mine because the one that I love is one that's already done. So the subscription boxes come out once a quarter.
They do.
And so you can pay that membership to get that. Another way to support and make sure that the book bar goes on into perpetuity. I was so excited about, I forget the name of the book, Ace of Spades?
Ace of Spades.
Ace of Spades was the name of the book. There was a deck of, my friends and I, we play spades all the time. For you whisk players or whatever else, have fun with that. But we still go old school spades. Mm-hmm. And so there was the book. There was a deck of cards with African Americans on it.
Yes.
I was really excited about that. There was some body butter.
There probably was body butter in it.
Right? I don't think there was a candle in that one. I don't remember the rest of it. I got really excited about the cards.
That one I think had that one had the book Ace of Spades, it had the playlist, it had the cards, it had oil. It had a body oil.
Which I love oils.
It had coffee, and I feel like it had the wine glass with the logo on it. It had a button. I don't remember what the button said, but it said something great. And I think that was what was in that entire box.
That sounds about right. I can go back and watch the unveiling because I believe, like social leader Christina, who you all are normally used to seeing, she did an unveiling of that box.
She did.
I was jealous.
She did.
Jealous the whole time. So I know for me, I think part of the reason why I identify with the subscription box and to the location in general is that books were always my passport, right? So grew up in, economically challenged area, saw some successful African Americans, but, it was limited.
Right.
Books were the thing for me that allowed me to see the rest of the world. So now when I talk about a passport, I have a physical passport and have been to many countries, but that all began in a book.
Yes. Books, it expands your worldview. At the end of the day, it does. A lot of people don't have the opportunity to step outside of their community, step outside of their neighborhood, step outside of their town, their state, whatever. And so what a book does is it transports you to another location. It might be a real location or it might be a fantasy location, but it still expands just your mind. It helps you to become more open-minded. The more you read, the more you learn. You learn words. You'd be surprised how many times I will look at a book, read a book, and I see some words, and I'm like, what does that mean? And now let me Google that.
That's how I started. You people who love the word for the week, that is how I started. It was always a book and my dictionary.
Yep.
Because that was before Google. Y'all know I'm a little older. So.
I mean, I had a dictionary and an encyclopedia and all that too. Had a whole set of encyclopedias, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, that's what books do. They transport you to another time, and it allows you to escape, but it also just kind of helps you to learn. I mean, and then that's really where this comes from, because putting bookstores, libraries, and all that in communities helps to improve literacy within that community. So why not put it here?
And I know that for here, part of the thing that makes it different is the type of authors, the type of vendors that you have here. Yes. So tell us a little bit more about what they can expect when they get to arrive in this lovely facility.
So the store centers BIPOC authors and brands, Black, Indigenous, and people of color. It centers that. And that was important for me because I didn't see that growing up, and I still don't really see that walking into the majority of stores.
Yeah.
Unless
it's Black History Month.
Unless it's Black History Month, right now. I mean, it's
again.
everywhere. It is everywhere. You can find all of the promotional items right now. But come mid-February, all of that's going to change. Inventory is going to switch over, and we're going to see something else. And what I wanted was to walk into a store and that not be the case. I wanted to walk into the store, and it didn't matter what day of the week, what day of the month, what day of the year I walked in. I was going to be able to see a face that looked like me. I mean, look at what we have behind us. These are faces that look like me. That's important.
It feels great. It really does feel great.
And it's across the board. So it's not just with books. I have that with the snacks that I have here. All of those are BIPOC brands. The wines that are coming, BIPOC brands. It's all very much intentional. And it has nothing to do with excluding, but looking at inclusivity at the end of the day. We don't have that. We need that.
Representation matters. Okay, this is my...
Say it all the time. I say it all the time.
This is my random story because, I like random stories. Mm-hmm. My great niece and I were driving down Broad Street. In City Hall, just a few blocks from here, they have these gigantic murals of little African-American children and sayings. And so I've driven past the area a couple times when I've had her with me, and every time she's like, she looks like me. And I'm always just like, what's she talking about? So I finally realized she's talking about it excites her so. She's 4 years old. It excites her so much to say that little girl who is big and huge and represented looks like me. And so that's important. That's got to be the feeling that people get when they can come in here and see themselves all over the covers.
Representation is so important, and I don't think everyone always realizes how important it is. But if you don't have to worry about it, you would not realize how important it is. It's not your issue. When I was growing up, I was the dolls, the books. It didn't matter. It wasn't me. And it didn't mean that I didn't buy it or I didn't play with it, but it wasn't me. And so that impacts little boys and girls, because that then says the standard of beauty, the standard of professionalism, the standard of living, the standard of anyone's way of life is this. And if that isn't me, then that tells me I'm not the standard.
You are not included in this conversation. It takes me to someplace else, but I won't go there because I really want you all to know a little bit more about where we are. So what exactly is a book bar?
It's a bookstore. It is a bookstore. However, it is a bookstore that also has wine. So it is a bookstore with a wine shop that allows tastings. Tastings only. We do not pour by the glass. It is tastings. But it's a bookstore that has wine that we can offer tastings. We have snacks here. It's a vibe. You're going to walk in. You're going to see the plants. You're going to see the art. You're going to see just nice little chairs you can have a seat in. We'll have events. It's just the whole idea is it's a vibe.
And they can buy the wine by the bottle.
Oh, most certainly. Please buy the wine by the bottle.
Yeah, don't feel like you're missing out. You'll be able to get the whole experience.
Yes.
So what's your vision? I have to even go back to the fact that, one, thank you, VSU, for bringing her to Richmond. We want to say that. Hello out there in Petersburg. So, but what's your vision for the book bar or beyond the book bar?
I'd love to expand. I'd love to have more locations in the future. Where I haven't quite decided yet, but that is really what the vision is, because there needs to be more. I don't recall what I was listening to the other day when I learned, if I'm not mistaken, only 6% of the physical bookstores, independent bookstores in the U.S. are Black owned. 6%.
I'm actually surprised it's that high.
You and me both. But still, that's a low number.
It's very low.
And so I'm in so many groups, reader groups, and one of the things that I always hear is we need more. We need more. And then the other piece of it is the ones that are out there, people don't know about. And so not only do we need more, we also need that same level of support across the board.
And that's the thing. So I think about that a lot, especially in Richmond. Mm-hmm. And so for those who don't know, we actually broadcast out of Richmond, Virginia. And so one of the things about this area is that I constantly hear people saying, we don't have this doesn't exist. But then it's happening, and either they're not learning about it until it's closed, mm-hmm. or they're not thinking to go support.
Support is a huge thing. It's one of the things that as a business owner, I don't know any business owner who does not worry about the support that they're going to receive, because at the end of the day, support is how we keep our doors open. I've gotten so much love shown to me on social media, and everyone wants to come to the grand opening, and I'm so appreciative. I try to make sure I comment and respond to everybody. But then I also, I have people who are like, oh, we want to come and just have our meeting there. And I'm like, I appreciate that. Are you purchasing your book through me, or how are we doing this? Because I'm also not a library. So that means if you come in and you bring your books with you, you guys sit down and have a chat and leave. how do I keep my doors open with that? I appreciate it, but how do I keep my doors open with that? And so one of the things I always scream is please support. I appreciate people wanting to show up. I appreciate people wanting to use the space to have their book club meetings. And I've had such a huge show of support from so many book clubs. And a lot have been very receptive when I said, I offer discounts for book clubs who want to purchase their books from me. So if you're a book club and you want to meet here, by all means, come on. I will give your book club a discount on the book purchase. Come in, have a seat. I'll even do a wine tasting for you all. We can have a discussion if there's a specific brand that you're looking for. I can do a wine tasting for you all. Have the snacks and everything. You can have it'll be a whole thing, a whole vibe just for you. But please support while you're at it as opposed to coming in and just sitting down.
As you speak about support, what are the ways that people can show support for the book bar right now?
Okay, so sharing, liking, and subscribing.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. That's a way to show love that doesn't cost a single penny. Sharing, liking, subscribing. Things that cost are the quarterly subscription boxes. Those it comes out quarterly. It's $48 every quarter. Literally once every 3 months, $48. Plus shipping and handling. And gotta add that in there. When the store opens on the 5th, come out to the grand opening and then come out after the grand opening, as in keep coming back, guys. But
Look
you can
that. Keep coming back.
Keep coming
what a
back.
Novel idea.
But then you can also go online, rvabookbar.com. You can purchase right now. I have a link to the bookshop.org page, which is how all my books are sent through drop shipment. You can purchase merchandise, hence my t-shirt, and I have a bag here somewhere. Don't know where it's at. All of that is on the website, but that is how you can support.
And what are your social media handles so they can all jump on that as well?
Everything is at rvabookbar.com.
That's how we like branding, people. Everything is rvabookbar.com. Is it .com on there?
I'm sorry. That was the website. rvabookbar.com is the website. At rvabookbar is the handle.
Got it. So right now we're gonna like, share, subscribe, repeat. We like our song. Go ahead and support, because I don't want it to be like 6 months from now we're going, oh, that was such a lovely vibe, and it's not open anymore. That's not what we want.
Oh Lord, that is not what we want.
That's not it.
Our lease is longer than 6 months, so
yeah. So
gotta pay that bill.
We're not gonna do that. Okay. So how did you even come up with the concept of a book bar?
I like a vibe, and I didn't want it to feel, I am very much, as much as you may not believe me,
She's antisocial.
I am not that anti. I do like people most days. No, but I do like meeting people. I do like interacting with people, and I feel like community is a big thing. Mm-hmm. And I also know that for me, when I shop, I like the experience. Like, I don't want to walk in and feel like I'm just like going through racks or looking through shelves and leaving. There's nothing wrong with that, but I can do that. I can do that online. I don't need to walk in and go like this down an aisle. So for me, when I walk into a store, what keeps me coming back to any store, honestly, is going to be the experience. What did I feel when I walked through the door? What did I feel? What did I see? What did I hear? What did I smell? All of it. What did I taste? Because we have tastings. All of it. What was my experience? But again, that goes back to self-care and promoting those senses and utilizing those senses, because at the end of the day, people don't just shop with, oh, I have this list and let me go do it.
Yeah.
You walk in and you might have had a list, but then you walked out with 25 more items because, ooh, that was nice. Ooh, that looks cute. Ooh, look at that. Hence, everything's spaced out. Because we shop with our eyes. We
Yes.
shop with our hands. We shop with our nose. We shop with our mouth. We shop with all of it, in all honesty. And so I wanted people to have that experience. And then people need a place to just come in, sit down and relax,
Can I just point that out? So one, there's a difference. Like, you can go to Amazon and buy a book.
I mean, you could.
You can. You can do it all day.
I mean, you could.
But if you're really trying to support the community, then that Amazon, we love you, really. But this is not the same thing. So now you finally have a location right here. For those of you who are elsewhere, feel free to come to Richmond, Virginia and share the experience. But for those of us who are here, like I've told Krystle before, like, I am always on the lookout for like my version of a Black Cheers. I want to walk in and they're like, Shirley, That's what I'm looking for. And I feel like this is going to be it. So in the future, if you're trying to harass me, I will probably be right here at the Book Bar RVA. I'm going to have to find like a special seat with just for me.
That's okay. I'm going to have to bring you in one.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That must occur. And so, like, to me, that is part of the beauty of it all. You talk about the experience, right?
It's the experience.
You all don't get to see everything, but you will on the grand opening date of February 5th.
Yep.
What are the times?
It starts at 11 a.m. Starts at 11 a.m. for the ribbon cutting. Please come on out for the ribbon cutting.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
We have an author coming at 2 p.m. That is Sadiqa Johnson. She is the author of Yellow Wife. And if you do not know, it is a historical fiction based on events that occurred right here in the city of Richmond,
Virginia, down the street.
It did during slavery. There was a jail here called the Devil's Half Acre. Whole history behind that. And so she wrote a historical fiction novel based on the woman in that during that time who was the wife of the jail warden dude person. I don't know what's called right now, but that guy, he's not important. But I mean, listen, well, he's not. So anyway, she will be here at 2 p.m. Unfortunately, tickets are sold out for that. However, you can still purchase the book for the book signing. We will reopen our doors at 2:45 for those of you who have purchased the book for the book signing. I had to limit the tickets because we are still in a whole pandemonium. You know,
we are spread apart.
We are spread apart.
We got our masks.
And yes, I made that word up. Please don't go saying she has a bookstore and can't make up. I made that word up. I know it.
Well, aren't books about creative expression?
All creativity.
And literary freedom?
All of it. But no, we are definitely still in an entire pandemic. And so I had to limit it. And I don't know how much you all know about certificates of occupancy, but I like to keep my business open. So couldn't go over a certain number. However, the doors will reopen because at that point, people will be going in and out. And so I'll be able to let those of you who just purchased the book for the signing only to come in and get your book signed and interact with Sadiqa at that time.
So at 11.
At 11, we have ribbon cutting.
The grand experience with cutting the ribbon. I love ribbon cuttings, actually.
I do too. And let me tell you about that because I haven't posted it yet, but it's coming. It's going to be a whole thing, okay? A whole thing. Because I'm extra with certain things. So it's about to be a whole thing, like a whole black carpet affair. Not a red carpet. A whole black carpet affair. And I'm
Okay. I support it.
Okay? All black everything.
I will be here. Just saying.
I'm encouraging all black. Head to toe, all black.
Ooh, I like that.
I am encouraging it.
Come out. White. I support that.
I feel like if you're going to do it big. Ooh. So all black affair, black carpet affair, all black head to toe, come in your best. Do what you do. And by best, you do not have to get, your evening gowns out. I mean, you can if you want to. I won't judge. I
have one.
I mean, you can if you want to. I will not judge.
I do have one.
But all black head to toe, do it. I can't even wait till y'all see I got my hair ready, everything. I got makeup ready. Everybody's on deck.
Oh, okay. I have to go back and think about it because this is week after next.
It's a thing. It is the 5th, which is in.
So you have time to get Saturday. Your gear together. But okay, I have to go.
Not week after next. It is next week. Next Saturday, isn't it?
The 5th?
Mm-hmm. Next Saturday.
As she has spoken. Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
It is. It's coming.
It's coming. Okay, so at 11. Cutting the ribbon. Mm-hmm. All Miss Mary Black, dressed in black. All right. And then you're having like a bunch of stuff happening even before the 2 o'clock.
Mm-hmm. Working on the poet, having some spoken word. Definitely we'll have some music here. Here RVA will be in the building with music. And that'll actually, you all will be hearing local artists. So they'll be here. We'll have food. Oh, and the food.
I was waiting. I was like, I haven't heard the word charcuterie yet. I'm like, wait a minute.
Okay, and I'm going to get to the charcuterie. I'm going to get to the charcuterie, but I'm talking about some food. Like, I'm talking about some food.
Okay.
Like belly full food. So Tasty Cuisines is a food truck here in Richmond, Black woman owned. She does West Indies food. Ooh. And when I say she gave me that menu and I was like, sis, can you send me a plate to the side?
That's not a joke. It was a real question.
No, it was a real question.
Let's make sure that there's something special for Krystle. Yes.
Listen. So she will be here. The Sweetest Thing, RVA, will be here with the sweets. She'll also be a regular here at the book bar.
Is she the one who does the layered cups?
No, I don't think she might. I just know when she hit me, when she gave them cookies, I said, ma'am, so how can I get these in the store? So she'll be here. I will have out of the box charcuterie cups and boxes here for purchasing. So yeah, no, it'll be a thing. But no, you knew food was gonna be on. Listen, ain't nobody about to sit around all day long and be hungry.
I support the idea. I can stay even longer now because I will be fed in the process.
Yeah, it will be.
All right. Well, I know it's unfortunate to say, but we're about to wrap up. But I gave you a heads up. You can thank me later. So once again, we want to thank Krystle for having us here. And you all can't see everything. You can't see everything because there's like the album wall. You can envision like the neo soul playing. And hey, I am prepared. My friends and I are ready. We're just ready. So thank you, Krystle, not just for this time you spent with us, but for bringing this vision to Richmond. It is much needed, much appreciated, and soon to be much, ignore the grammar, supported. That's what we're talking about. Anything else you want to share as we wrap up and say goodbye?
Ooh, child, no, I don't have nothing else. I can't think of another thing.
Enough is enough is enough. So we thank our producer, Christina, for bringing IML Lab out onto the road. And we're going to say, okay, people, February 5th, 11 a.m., 1311?
East Main Street, yes.
13. We never said where we were. It's because you're not welcome to come in. But we're going to let you know it's 1311 East Main Street.
Yes.
Get on down here February 5th, all dressed in black.
All dressed in black.
You know how we do.
It's
I love
a whole
that.
Black affair.
I love the vibe. And you will thank me later. So once again, we want to say, live better.
Do better.
Do better. How'd you know?
I didn't. It just went with it. And be better.
And be better.
Right?
See, it's a natural vibe. It's a natural vibe. And as always, happy entrepreneuring. Ta-ta.